So, you might be having questions about weight training, especially if you've never done it before. You probably walk into the gym seeing everyone lift heavy and crushing it in the gym. And as a beginner, that can be very overwhelming and plant seeds in your mind that you should also be lifting heavy. I talk a bit about lifting heavy weights, and I'm going to clarify exactly what I mean when I say that. How much should you be lifting? How much should you be progressing week by week? The answer is well, there is no answer. There's no special number to increase your weight by every week. There isn't a special number you should start lifting at. That's going to be solely dependent on you, your history, your current abilities. That's going to be different from everyone you see in the gym around you because it is relative, not what is on someone's Instagram or their YouTube or even your friend that you train with. I see a lot of people recommend progressing every week, upping your weight or your reps or whatever, and it just immediately reminds me of my own journey in the gym because I wasn't always progressing week by week. I wasn't always able to increase my reps or go another set. Sometimes the weight I was pushing or pulling would keep me there for weeks, even months. My bench press, for instance, I started out with just a bar and that weighs about 20 kilograms. And then I moved on to 2.5s on each side, which amounted to 5 kgs. And then when I could lift that, I put fives on each side. That was now 10 kgs. When I was comfortably benching 10 kilograms, I thought, okay, maybe I'm going to jump to 20 kilograms. And it turns out I wasn't ready for that. But because I saw everyone around me progressing so fast, I thought I had to also push myself like that. So I backtracked and I went from 10 kgs to 14 kgs. That weight kept me there for months. I could not move on to 20 kilograms. I had to keep pushing the 14 kilograms until I became stronger. And that took me months, as opposed to a week that some people or some trainers would recommend. People in the gym used to tell me to increase my weight, but knew nothing about my journey, my strength, my capabilities. They weren't in my body to feel what I felt when pushing the weight. So I stopped listening to people and I just started listening to my own body. My body was telling me I wasn't ready to increase the weight to 20 kilograms because, I was still relatively struggling with the 14 kgs. So what I did was I could get 10 reps in with the 14s. And so I started increasing my reps to 12. Now I was pushing myself to sort of improve without increasing the weight. And then eventually, when I could get to 12 reps comfortably, that's when I went on to the 20 kgs. But I only did about 3 reps, and then that's all I could get out. I completed the rest of the set with 14 kgs. Yesterday, I benched 30 kilograms for 6 reps on my own for the first time. And there was no injuries, no crappy form. I just simply kept comparing myself to myself and no one else, no matter what others were saying. If you think 30 kilograms is a lot, you should see the weight these ladies at my gym are pushing. I am so in awe of them, but I am not them. I'm not on the same improvement timeline than someone else. It is individual. So, what I'm trying to say is there are lots of ways to improve in the gym. If you can only start with 5 kilograms and that weight keeps you there for months, but you show up week by week, you try to improve your reps, you try to improve your form, you will progress. You will get better. I don't want you to think of lifting heavy also as the end goal because you already are lifting heavy. The weight is heavy for you. If you stick between the 6 to 8 rep range and it really works for you, no matter the weight, you are doing fantastic. The next point I want to hammer in on is that you are going to feel different week by week. There are some weeks I felt really strong with the 14s and could get 8 reps in, but then other weeks I felt really weak and I could only get about 6 in, even 5. There were some weeks I had to decrease my weight back to 10 kilograms. There are just other factors that happens in your life that will affect your training. Sometimes I got good sleep and I crushed it in the weight department, and then sometimes I didn't, and that affected my training. Some days I ate really well, got all my meals in, felt super energized for the gym, but then other days I was just so busy I forgot to eat, and that obviously affected my training. That's just my example, though. It could be anything else for you. It's just different for everybody. Every week is not going to be this ideal week to progress, okay? And that's life. As long as you are earnestly trying your best every week, you will win, whether it's with less weight or more. If you're crushing it with 20 kilograms this week, but next week you push yourself with 14s, you are still winning because you did the best you could on that day. And that's how you lift heavy. There is no one size fits all. You define your own journey, what aligns with you. Don't obsess over numbers, just lift the weight that challenges you. Only you know what that number is. Not your friend, not your gym crush. Maybe your trainer will know if they are really good at what they do. And this is why it's so important for your coach to ask the right questions, not just go off of what you guys did last week. Only you know if you had a stressful day at work. Maybe the baby kept you up all week or all night. Maybe your menstrual cycle started. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep. Only you know what's going on in your life to the finest detail, and you should pay attention to that. Your coach should be asking these questions also. So remember, guys, heavy is relative to your strength and your experience and your energy that particular day. Doesn't matter if you were squatting 100 kilograms last week and you went all in, your body felt phenomenal, but this week 60 kilograms is challenging you. And you're thinking, what the hell is going on? Why am I flopping? It's not clocking to you that the weights is standing on business. The weights don't give a damn about what you did last week. It will humble you real fast this week. Or you might be standing on business and you humble the weights. Maybe you hit a new personal best. It varies week by week. That's how I stayed injury free within my 8 years of training. I wasn't always consistent in those 8 years. I went through a lot of mistakes and weak mentalities, but it's finally making sense now. It's clocking now. Shout out Justin Bieber. So I just want to reiterate, guys, heavy is relative to your strength, your experience, and your energy that particular day. And with that, I want you guys to have the best day. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.